Let me see if I can find like something. What the hell? There's so much stuff. Oh, actually, nah. Chat. I'm so glad y'all mentioned that, bro. Yeah, we'll get back to whack. Yo, I love all radio personalities. I never want to speak negative of them, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. And this is no indictment on this particular person I'm about to speak about. I do want to just encourage a new wave. And maybe, like, you know, sometimes I feel like people, while getting older, like, their way of trying to, like, gain attention is to say unflattering stuff about themselves. I want to stop the pandemic or epidemic of men emasculating themselves with their woman next to them in some hope of appeasing said woman, and also in some hope of trying to quote unquote help other people. Will Smith, if you were a fucking cuck, we don't need to know about it. You weren't helping nobody. You're just making us feel bad for you. You get what I mean? These days, we're hearing way too much info about married people that, like, if y'all happy, don't tell us. Just keep it in y'all marriage, especially if y'all shitting some weird shit. That's especially the case with, like, Will Smith and them. If y'all was really happy with the weird shit y'all was doing, y'all wouldn't be telling the world. And then telling the world to make one or the other look crazy. Y'all just kept it in house. But these days, I'm wondering why the fuck everybody married want to let everybody know what the fuck going on in their marriage. I was actually surprised by this one. Because this is the guy who I fuck with so much. DJ Envy. DJ Envy, 1/3 of the Breakfast Club. I see him on the motherfucking on Shade Room. I'm like, oh, what's up with him? You know what I mean? He got car shows and shit like that. I like a lot of stuff he got going on. But I couldn't believe what the fuck I was seeing. And I was just wondering, why the fuck? Like, sometimes you got to wonder, why are we seeing this? So, let me, this is so confusing to me. So, I need y'all to help me make sense of this. Let me scroll down. Let me just scroll down. This is, okay. DJ Envy and his wife step into the Shade Room to talk cheating and faking it in the bedroom and more. Now, in this clip that I'm going to play, this is DJ Envy and his wife is basically saying, well, let me just play this shit, bro. I can't even explain this. I don't know what's going on.
So many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work, and the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it.
We got into like a argument, and then she was like, well, you know, I don't be having an orgasm. She didn't say it in that. She speaks way more eloquent than I would have. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I hear it. Like, yeah, and then she was like, no, I'm faking it. I'm like, every time? And she was like, yeah. And then that just crushed me because I thought I was putting in work. Like, I'm sitting there thinking I'm, you know, Big Daddy Long Leg.
And I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to.
Did an interview with the Shade Room, and the Shade Room, of course, only posted a part of the interview, and this is the part that they
said,
posted.
Of course, I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work, and the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it.
We got into like a argument, and then she was like, well, you know, I don't be having an orgasm. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I hear it. Like, yeah, and then she was like, no, I'm faking it. I'm like, every time? And she was like, yeah. And then that just crushed me because I thought I was putting in work. Like, I'm sitting there thinking I'm, you know, Big Daddy Long Leg.
Big Daddy Long Leg.
I thought I was Mandingo.
Even if you are Big Daddy Long Leg, that don't mean that you're doing it right. Okay.
All right. So let's open up the phone lines.
You ain't working that middle just because you Big Daddy Long Leg. You got to know what you're doing down there.
585-1051. We're asking, ladies, have you ever faked an orgasm? And if you did, why? When me and my wife wrote this book, I found out years ago that she was faking orgasms. So pretty much our first 10 years of our relationship.
She absolutely goes into it in more depth on lip service while you were not in the room.
Hey. God bless the Casey family. One thing I admire about DJ Envy is that I think he's a workaholic just like myself. He gets to the bag. He's a provider. He likes nice things and he likes giving his loved ones nice things, so he works very hard. But and again, I don't want to just concentrate on him because people get funny about their wife. So I'll just say in general about these relationships that we never knew about. I have zero idea, and I'll tell you how I move, right? Like, if you're the breadwinner and your wife not a public figure, why you got your wife over here or your girl over here sitting up saying shit that's gonna make you look crazy? That's the only thing I'm saying. Just like if it was vice versa. If my wife was a breadwinner, put it like this. If Nicki Minaj, who is a breadwinner, Big Zoo shouldn't be coming out saying nothing to make Nicki look crazy. But these days, I feel like it's normalized for like Jada. I'm not saying Jada don't make her own money or whatever the case is, but Jada coming out making Will look like a herb, like a sucker. Then I'm hearing this and I'm like, damn, yo, Envy, we ain't even need to know that about you, bro. Like, this is some shit that like we ain't even had to know. Like, this is you supposed to like deal with this shit behind closed doors. Like, what the fuck going on? Like, I don't know why people like it's difficult for me because like I fuck with Envy enough where I don't want to say nothing about his like relationship that he could take wrong, but he's inviting us to kind of say the shit. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody should have known this. That's my own thing. Why the fuck we even know this? You get me? Like, I just can't understand. And we would think it's the younger people who are doing this. It's older motherfuckers who've been married for long ass times now coming out with these stories that nobody ever asked to hear. Nigga, we were rapping about Will and Jada relationship. Bitch, we ain't had to hear the full thing about y'all relationship. That you was a cuck and you was getting entangled and donkey fucked by whoever R&B singer. You could have kept that down low. Same thing I'm looking at here. I'm like, yo, man, I've watched Envy since I was a child. I remember watching Envy when Envy allegedly cheated on his wife. And Envy was on the radio, emotional as hell. And again, I give him credit for that. But bringing your wife to tell people